Hey there folks, welcome back to Chits and Cardboard, and as we enter the holiday season, we understand that picking a gift for the special board gamer in your life is exceedingly difficult. Either they've bought all the games they want, or the games they want cost like $2,000 because Kickstarter is ridiculous. So we've created a list of 10 items that are not board games that are sure to please that special somebody in your life at every single price point. So stick around, we'll catch you in a second, we hope you enjoy.
Okay, starting off around the $50 mark, we have a great item for those gamers that you love. If they're into RPGs, campaign games, boss battlers, or anything that really has a lot of minis, and especially games that have a lot of effects, status effect rings. These things are awesome. You can replace all those annoying little cardboard tokens that are hard to read and hard to keep track of with just a little ring. So when your character goes invisible, you can just plop a ring right around their head or put it around their base, and it's easy as heck to keep track of what's going on in the game, and you won't forget all those important details that can be make or break for the game that you're playing.
Speaking of miniatures, there's a new trend taking over board game Kickstarter and GameFound, and that is Sundropping. For around $80, you can buy your better half, your partner, whatever, an airbrush, which would allow them to sundrop at home and not have to pay the $50 to $60 for every Kickstarter campaign just to get their minis sundropped. Now, Sundrop minis look way better than the original miniatures, and you can do that yourself so effortlessly by priming a model black, highlighting it white, and then hitting it with some yellow or sepia over top to make it look like the sun is on it, or even spend the extra 20 minutes per miniature to make them look like this and have some extra shading and highlights and extra colors and so on and so forth. This looks so much better than gray on the table, and your partner will be thanking you so much for how pretty their games look.
Okay, if there's one problem that every board gamer has experienced, at least at some point, it's trying to transport all of your precious games and get them where you want to go, whether it's a convention or a friend's place just to play some games, having them undamaged and still organized. Provide your friend or significant other or whoever a solution to this problem and get them a board game bag. This one's from All Play, it's our preferred one. It's about $100, and this is such a fantastic solution. You can fit like 10 regular sized games in here. You can fit 100 Trick Takers in here, or one copy of Foundations of Rome. These are great gifts. Everybody will appreciate it, and it's one of those things that gamers don't often splurge on for themselves. Get them one, and they'll definitely thank you.
The sky's the limit on the price on this one, so we'll just say you could probably do this anywhere between $30 and like $500. And that is deluxe resource replacements for the board games that you're playing or your partner's playing, your friend is playing. For example, this Stonemaier treasure chest has a set of resources that replace the basic resources in most games that are in this era. You've got wood, you've got stone, you've got gold, you've got bricks. This cost around $70. But you can get from Etsy specific resource upgrades for the game that your friend, partner, or significant other is playing. For example, if they're really into brass, you can get this set of actual coal to replace the coal or actual brass to replace the brass from Etsy, and it gives the game just that little extra tactile feel and deluxeification, and it's super enjoyable. Now, the greatest thing about this is typically it's very difficult for an actual board gamer to justify buying this for themselves as opposed to just buying some other game they want to play. But if you were to buy this for their favorite game, I promise you they'd A, be so thankful, and B, be so excited to play that game again because it would just look so much prettier on the table.
Speaking of gifts that require a little bit of prior knowledge of the person that you're buying for and what games that they're into, this is another gift that people don't often buy for themselves, but absolutely appreciate it, especially if you're buying it for them for one of their favorite games ever. This ranges from about $30 to $70 depending on what exactly you're buying, but custom neoprene game mats are an amazing way to make somebody love their favorite game ever even more. If you want to reinforce them playing whatever they love the most, get them a custom game mat. They're fantastic and everybody appreciates them.
For our next item, another very common problem that board gamers run into is storage, especially for those small boxes that are all kind of different sizes or weird shapes or whatever it might be. A great answer for that is these card boxes right here. Whether it be for a game that has like 7 small boxes that you want to condense into one box, like Monikers, or it's 10, 12 different small box games that you want to take up a whole bunch less space on your shelves. These are such a great solution for board gamers and such a great gift because it's not something they might think of themselves. This box here is around $40 for 2 rows of cards on Amazon, and this box here is around $80, including all these small boxes that you can use to divvy up your games. This is just such a nice way to take all those messy and all over the place boxes and put them into one cohesive place.
Okay, so before we get into the big ticket items, and we mean these are not cheap gifts and you're very lucky if somebody gets you something, we're gonna get into something that is a great option and is on the lower price point. We could have done stuff like card sleeves or like card tray holders or dice towers or token holders, but we decided to go for something a little bit different, and that is subscriptions. If you have somebody who really wants to play games all the time, but they have trouble either getting out to a game night or getting a group of friends together in general, a subscription to something like Board Game Arena is a very, very good option. You can start any of the premium games on there, and it gives you access to a massive library that's constantly being added to. My buddy lives in Australia, and we keep in touch a lot because we get to play games together all the time. It's great for that. But if you have somebody who isn't really into playing games digitally, you can get them a subscription to something like Senate Magazine. This is a great thing to have around your game room, and it just keeps you up to date on what's going on in the hobby, interesting articles, and this is a gift that you're going to be getting year-round, so it's something that they're really going to appreciate all the time, not just during the holidays.
This next gift recommendation is 2 parts gift, 2 parts imposition. It requires your friend who's into games to have a ton of space. It requires you to spend a bunch of either time or money or both, and that is a board game table. Now, board game tables are single-handedly the best quality of life improvement in board gaming, point blank period. It's not even close. That's why they're able to sell them for $2,500, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. That's why people like myself who are cheap and don't want to spend that much build their own. They are just such a great upgrade to a board gaming space. You can roll dice without them flying off. You can set up games and not have to worry about pieces going everywhere. You can put drinks in cup holders and not worry about them spilling all over your precious games. And all in a dedicated area that is not your dining table. So if you want to keep a game set up and you want to have a campaign game going and then leave the room to go eat at a dining table and then come back, or get a recessed board game table that has leaves that go over it to cover up your game as you're eating so that you can eat and then take those off and continue to play, you'll have such a better experience. Now, these are an imposition on space. This one is 8 feet by 4.5 feet. It is massive. And before you go and buy or build someone something like this, you should consult them. This is one of those things where it's just such a welcome gift, but it's definitely something where if someone was to buy me one, I'd want them to come talk to me first. So if this isn't even the remote vast possibility of consideration, go to your board gamer friend, partner, whatever, sit them down and say, hey, we're buying a board game table. What size would you use? Definitely consult them. It is such a personal item because it's such a centerpiece of a household. It's very generous. Yeah, board game table.
Okay, so for our second last gift, this is such a fantastic thing to give a board gamer. Everybody could use it, or the fruits of its labor. These range from around $300 or $400 to well over $1,000 or $2,000, depending on the quality that you want to get and what you want to do with it. But an amazing gift to give your board game lover in your life is a 3D printer. These things are so fantastic. You can make them those deluxe components. They can make themselves those deluxe components. You can print inserts, you can print trays, you can print minis. The sky is the absolute limit. You just have to go online, find the thing that you want, download the file, and print. And it used to be that you really had to learn a lot to operate these things, but the technology has gotten to the point where they're almost print and play. So somebody doesn't have to learn a ton of different things and absorb a lot of knowledge to get these things up and running and producing stuff. And the great thing about it is they can give gifts back to other people and to you. So it is the gift that keeps on giving. It's the accessory that makes you more accessories. It's the component that makes you more components. 3D printers are fantastic, and they can be used by any board gaming group or board game lover.
So our number one pick to gift to your favorite board gamer during the holiday season is something that I love to give as a gift so often. So much so that as a thank you for those who are still watching, as well as all those who subscribed, we have worked with the company that makes these to get a set to give away to one of you. If you'd like to win one of those, stick around, we'll tell you all about it in a second. But in that vein, this gift is something that will replace a very commonly used item in most board games in your favorite board gamers collection. This is something that will get broken out often. It's something that might even live on the board game table should you have bought one of those as well. They're expensive. At the bottom end, they're around $150 and they range up to about $300 depending what type you get. And that is a deluxe set of numbered poker chips. This is a 500 chip set from Slow Play. There's two different designs here. This is their Nash and this is their Godel. So before we get into how to enter, I'd love to thank Slow Play for sending this set for giveaway. The way this actually happened is we bought a Nash set and fell absolutely in love with it. The chips are so premium and so nice feeling that we reached out to them and said, hey, we think there's a collaboration here. We'd love someone in our audience to win a set of these chips. They responded back super quickly, and we're actually late to make this video, so thank you, Slow Play, for being so understanding and working with a channel as small as ours to give away something so awesome to one of you. Now, if you'd like to enter to win this set of Godel chips, we'll be covering the shipping to you, and to do so, all you have to do is comment down below who you're most excited to play with these with and what game you're most excited to play. We'll announce the winner at the end of our next video, and that's it. Thanks so much for watching. I'm John, this is Chits and Cardboard, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.